Hey, my name's Andrew, and this is my series on things I wish I knew earlier about flourishing in the creative life. So let me tell you the story about how I made my best record. First of all, everybody wants to say that their last project, the one they just did, is their best project because, we're trying to sell it. So, if I'm doing an interview or something like, well, tell us about your new record, Andy. This is the best thing I've ever done. But after you've made a few things, eventually you do have to realize that, like, at one point you made your best thing. And I know what my best one was, at least so far. Maybe I'll beat it. I like to. But my best album was, at least my favorite, the one I think is the best, was an album I made 2007, 2008, called The Painted Desert. It's my favorite one. And it's one that the people that listen to my music seem to agree. They like it a lot too. Here's how it got a lot better. I'd written a lot of songs for the record, and I'd chosen maybe 11 or 12 to be on the project. And I knew that there was something special about these songs. And I felt also like there were a few things about them that were not quite there. And earlier in my career, I would have been like, these songs are good. Let's just put them on the record. But I had, at this point in time, actually worked at a record company. And my job at that record company was called A&R. That stands for Artists and Repertoire. And that means artists and their songs. And my job at this company was artists would turn their songs into me. And it was my job to decide which were the best songs for the record. And if the songs weren't quite good enough, to work with that artist to get them to be as good as they could be. And that's something that I used to do when I would produce records too. We'd work with artists to say, hey, this is good. If we did this, or we did this, or we did this, we could get the song from a B to a B plus or an A minus or hopefully an A. And sometimes you got to say, this song's a D and we're not going to do it. Or this song's a C, we need to start from scratch. Or we're going to keep this one little section and start way over. And, the first few times you're terrified to tell somebody that it's not quite good enough. But eventually you start kind of learning how to do it a little better. And once you've worked with somebody well enough that they can take that critique, it starts to be really fun. You start to kind of go, how great can we get it? It becomes kind of a game to go, what can we do with this? How good can we get it? Like, where can we go? So I realized that I had never actually done this with my own songs. I'd always held them really, really close to the chest. And it for some reason had been very important to me that my own music had always been just me. And I never let anybody into the process. But on this project, because it felt really special and because it was just me, I called about 5 of my friends who were really good songwriters, people I trusted. And one of my friends, he's got a little cabin behind his house, and he uses it to write in. And I actually invited all my friends over to his house because I don't have a place to do this kind of thing. And I said, hey, meet me over at Andrew's. And all my friends are named Andrew. And not all of them, but a lot of them. A shocking amount of my friends are named Andrew. And anyway, I invited this group of friends over to his house. And for about 2 hours, I played them songs, and I asked them to tell me what was wrong with these songs. And they did. And I did not like it. I did not like it one bit. Everything that they told me, I fought them on. I said, yeah, I hear you, but actually I meant to do that. Yeah, well, it's a good idea, but actually, no. So in the moment, I completely disregarded all their advice. Then later, I went home and I tried all their advice, and every single thing that they told me made the songs better. I took every piece of advice they gave me, and my pride did not like it at first, but it made the songs better. It did, made the songs better. And it's a better record because of it. It's much better. And now there's this sweet thing that happens. I got the best record of my career. And I don't think it would have been without this, to be very honest. B, when I play these songs, and it's been, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years now, I play these songs every time I play concerts, and there'll be a little, a little line, a little phrase, one little word, or a little. I'll put this word on this beat instead of that beat, or some little things that my friends had suggested, and I'll know like, ooh, every time I sing it, I'll know, oh, I put this word here instead of there because Ben suggested this, or I sing this thing twice because Randall suggested this, or I actually wrote a whole second verse here because Andy suggested this, and it's so fun to be out in Iowa singing this song and kind of have my friends with me when they're somewhere else. It's this really sweet thing to have my friends with me in this years later. And so not only did they make it better, but now they're a part of it in this really special way. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because if you've made something and you think it's good, but it could be better, and here's the thing, unless you are Bono and the Edge and you made the Joshua Tree, what you made can be better. The Constitution has amendments, like keeps getting better when it's supposed to. It's a different YouTube channel, I guess. But we can keep getting better. And we need people to help us do this because we can't see our own blind spots. There are things that we just won't see. And it can be really hard to open ourselves up to this, to invite people in to critique and to tell us what could be better because we take it personally. It's stuff that's so close to our hearts. These things that have come out of us, like our own creativity. I think some little animal I think a bird just attacked like a squirrel or something behind me. It was very loud, violent. It could feel really personal. We can take it like it's a criticism of us, but it's not, right? These people are giving us their time and they're being brave to offer up their critique to someone that they care about, which is also daunting for them. If everyone is approaching this in a spirit of trust and care, like this is a really sweet moment. It's an intimate moment. It can make your friendships better, and it definitely can make the thing that you're creating better. And you kind of don't have anything to lose by trying this. I'd love to take credit for this idea, to be like, I came up with this idea to invite my friends to do this for me. I didn't. You know where I got the idea? T.S. Eliot and E.E. Cummings, two famous poets from like 100 years ago. I'm going to get out of the sun here. T.S. Eliot wrote these just like giant, long, involved, referencing all this history, very heavy, heady poems. I believe, I could be getting this wrong. This is why you should never trust anyone on the internet. But I think E.E. Cummings would mail T.S. Eliot's back to him and he would just like cut the poems out. Like T.S. Eliot would type them out on a typewriter and E.E. Cummings would just cut stuff out with scissors and mail them back to him. And just so you have pieces of paper that just had like big holes in them. And this would be like, this is what your poem should be. I would maybe take that personally because we're all creatures of ego. But we're still reading those poems 100 years later. I've got that stuff on my shelf and I still read through those. They're beautiful poems. And they're made better because of their friendship and because of their trust and because they were willing to share that stuff with each other and offer them to each other and say, hey, could this be better? So what if you did that with your friends, whether it's songs or prose or visual art or whatever it is that you're creating? Do you have friends that you could share this with? Or if you don't, are there people around you that are making things that you think is great? And maybe this is how you build friendship with people that are doing what you do. Can you start a little club, start a little gathering of people who can start to share work together and offer up gentle critique in the beginning and use that as a way to make your stuff better and through that build friendship. Maybe it starts that way instead. You may find some great friends and also make better art. But I'll tell you this, I'm really thankful for my friends. I'm really thankful to have this piece of work that I'm proud of. And I'm thankful that it reminds me of that night with my friends, and then I have these people in my life. Also, if you want to go listen to the record, I hope you enjoy it. But I want to hear the things that you make after you have worked on it with your friends. So please send me links to it. I'd love to check it out because I know you guys are making amazing things and I want to check it out. So send it to me and put it in the comments and let's share our work with each other. All right, you guys got this. Go do something awesome.